I said, I guess it varies. My own view, and this is just my view, is that some are, but I don't see how that's going to go very well, given the fact that the opposition are really so weak when it comes to, what's going on the ground.
Which candidate could they have been working for?
I'm saying that some of them may be working for those that I consider to be very weak, like Atiku. I don't think he's a strong candidate, like I've said before. But I don't even think that's the major issue. My own view is that there is an attempt, in my view, and this is just my personal opinion, to create chaos in this country for everybody and to pave the way for something completely different. This is what I see going on. And I must tell you that I find questionable the policies of the governor of the central bank as at today. I don't question the policy itself, I question the timing of the policy. People are suffering, people are going through hell, people can hardly achieve anything. And I knew as far back as Christmas that this is what they were going to do. Let me put this to you. How would you feel, for example, if in a week's time, people still can't get cash from the banks? What effect do you think that will have on the people of this country? How do you think it will make them feel? Those in the rural areas and so on and so forth. Yes, it's a policy. We need a policy, a cashless policy, ultimately. But why is it being introduced at this critical time? It will lead to nothing but suffering, resentment, hatred of not just the ruling party. And this is why those on the other side don't get it, but of every single member of the ruling class. And you're trying to provoke an uprising in this country to ensure that everything scatters and this transition does not go anywhere. That's what I think is going on. And I'm sitting on your program today pointedly accusing the governor of central bank of having a hidden agenda. I've never known of a governor of central bank that will be outside the country, challenge the security agencies, come back, ready to be arrested, and he's being guarded by soldiers. Who posted the soldiers there, and how come he has that kind of power? I've never known a governor of central bank who was summoned to come to the House of Reps how many times until the time, and he refused to go until the time they threatened him with arrest, and he quickly went there and made a few concessions and said, okay, I'll postpone for a few days, I'll postpone to the 17th. Even with that postponement, it doesn't mean anything. Nigerians are suffering. They're suffering today, and they will continue to suffer throughout this month. And I say it again, mark my words, it will be very difficult for people to get new notes until after the election because there's a hidden agenda as far as I'm concerned. They'll tell you, oh, the commercial banks are not releasing notes. It's a lie. The truth of the matter is that they will not release those notes to the commercial banks because there's a hidden agenda. And there's so much more to this. That's just one front. There are other fronts in which they're fighting democracy and fighting us all. And as far as I'm concerned, this is not for any political party. It is simply for those that are interested in having an ING in this country and pushing us all to one side. And that, I think, is the greater enemy. Our enemies are not the Atikos.
Fani-Kayode,
our enemies are those that don't want democracy.
Yeah, is there a reason?